Just this past year in 2006, I just experienced my spiritual rebirth. So I was just getting into the Word a lot more and just getting closer to God and getting a more intimate relationship with Him. And just from hanging out with all the friends that I made in Zale, I learned a lot. And like a lot of them go to Mililani High School, so they were telling me about the fellowship club they have there, and like I found it really interesting. And I was just wondering, like, why doesn't my school have something like that? But I never really took any actions. I didn't take any steps to try to start one at my school because I'm just me, and I didn't think I would be able to handle something like that. So one day in October, I believe, we had a prayer meeting at Moanalua Gardens Missionary Church, and it was just the youth from around the island. They're all from different schools, and we came to pray for each other and pray for each other's schools. And just like while we were talking, like everybody was just sharing what they do for God at their school, just the campus ministries that they have. And I was just sitting there and I realized, I'm the only school that's not doing anything, and that's when I decided that has to change. I have to take some kind of steps to just get something started, just something small. At least I'm doing something. So I decided to go to school and just try to figure something out what I could do, but there's so much doubt and discouragement in my mind, like voices in my head telling me I'm not mature enough to be able to go do something like that. And I wouldn't be able to handle such a burden because I'm not spiritually mature like my friends at church were. So just those voices, they kept pounding on me, but I just kept praying and praying, just asking God to bless me just with the abilities I needed to do something like this, and just just lead me and help me to know what to do and what to say. And after a while, like, I finally decided to just do it, so I went around school and I just went to some of my friends who I feel would be good for going to something like this, and I got about 3 of them. So I just started off small like that, and we would just have Bible study and just get together and just talk about any problems they were having, like just with school, family, and we would just like share messages from the Word just to help them cope with those problems. So after a while, like they would talk about it around school, and some of my other friends would hear about it, and they'd come up to me and they'd ask if they could join too, because like many of the reasons why they wanted to come was because they were at some point in time, they were close to God, but ever since they came to this school, like they started losing it and they came farther away. So they thought that this would be a good way for them to get that relationship back. So I was excited about that, just that God brought people to it and I didn't have to like search for myself, because I was scared that I wouldn't know who to find, I wouldn't find the right people. So when God did that, I was just really excited, and I decided to invite them in. So we got up to about 9 or 10 people, and just we would meet, we would share and just do our Bible studies. And so it was I felt really good about it, like just that I was actually doing something to help make a campus ministry, or just like spread God's love around my campus. And one day one of my friends came up to me in one of the meetings, and he told me that his grandma had just went through an open heart surgery, and like after she got out of the surgery, she coded and she died for a while. So they had to rush her to ICU, and they were able to revive her, but she was still like, she wasn't in very good condition. She was just barely hanging on. So when he told me that, I was like, oh, this is my chance, just to bring God closer to Him, just to show Him like how marvelous His love and His help really is. So I prayed with him. I prayed over his family with him, and just with the rest of the group, and we just prayed that whole week. And then the next week after, like, in fact, that next Monday, he came up to me and he told me that, you know, everything went well. She recovered and she was gonna be out of the hospital soon. So just to hear that was very encouraging for me, because, you know, I didn't think like this group would really have something like that, like a result like that, where, you know, a life was saved. So it was just really encouraging for me, and I was really excited, and I just felt that God was proud of me for, you know, stepping out in faith, because I could have backed out any time I wanted to, but I just kept praying on it. I kept praying that God would lead me and God would help me to do whatever it is He wanted me to do. I hope that this planting of seeds that I'm doing just leads to more progression and leads to growth spiritually on my campus. So I'm just keeping it in prayer, and I'm just going to keep pressing on and hope that God works through this with me.